Welcome to the channel, everyone. Model Car Guy Rich here. Hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. Today I've got a build of the 1958 Chevy Impala Coupe. This is a AMT Ertl kit from, I gotta put my glasses on, from 1990 from the Ertl company. This one here can be built a couple of different ways. Kind of neat. Got the old tri-carb on there. Nice. I'm going to try and build it like this one. As when my parents were younger, before I was born, this was the first car they purchased, new, 1958 Impala. And as time went on, the transmission went out on it, and they ended up selling it for $25. Can you imagine that? Back in the mid-60s they sold it. So I'm going to build this one to the best of my recollection from what my parents told me before they passed. So stick around and we'll see what's happening. As always, I'll get this opened up and laid out on the bench and see what we got inside. So okay, that took just a minute. This is all the molded in whatever color this is. It's kind of a gray with a tint of blue in it. Kind of a cool color, but I'm going to, man, that's sharp looking. I'm going to get everything in primer and come up with a different color for it and see how we progress from there. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what we can turn this mess into. Here's a quick update, guys, for the 58 Impala. Here's obviously the interior. It's all coming together nicely. I really dig that. And then here is the engine. Just got some wires on there for the moment. Don't know what other goodies I'm going to add to it, but that's coming together real good. Here's a quick glimpse of the body, frame pieces, door panels, all that kind of good stuff. Shouldn't be too much longer. I have it all completed. I've got no complaints so far. Minimal flashing, but kind of an annoyance where it was located on the actual pieces, but no big deal. It's all part of modeling. See you in a minute. Alrighty, folks, so this is the progress on the chassis so far. And one of the harder things to understand, I'm going to show you here in the instructions, is the tie rod end. Okay, connects to the steering knuckle, the spindle, whatever you want to call it. Okay. You glue all this stuff in. You don't put glue here or here so that the wheels will turn left and right. But this piece, the actual tie rod piece, mounts from the top down, which is fine. However, it interferes with the frame. Let me show you on the actual kit. I've still got clamps on it at the moment, but you see how, well, you won't see it. Let me grab a light, guys. Give me just a sec. Alright, here we go. So the frame, yeah, boy, it's hard to show it, you guys. I'm so sorry. Right above my thumb here is where it connects to the spindle, and it rubs up against the bottom of the frame. It seems to me that these little pins on the knuckles should actually be facing downward. I think it would make it a lot easier. There's no other real reason for it to be in the up position. If you just switched them, put the right on the left, left on the right, they would be pointing down, and the tie rod end would actually move freely. That's been about one of the only issues that I've run across in this build. The instructions are not the greatest, but if you've built models before, you understand there's an order that you should do things, and there's really no numbers or anything here telling you the proper order of the build. Okay, you put your lower control arms on, blah blah blah, with the springs and that, but the axle glues to the bottom side of the lower control arms. And then this little piece, I actually put it in last just because you can't find the proper angle of it if you glue it on first and then try and shove everything in there. It doesn't lay proper. So I did it last and it turned out alright, but there's a lot of steps on here that would make a heck of a lot more sense if they were done in the proper order. Not a complaint, just a tip that I doubt AMT will do anything about it, or Round 2, whoever's taking care of this stuff. They just keep cranking them out. And I'm grateful for them putting this stuff out. However, well, it sure would be nice if some actual model builders actually had anything to do with the layout and design of the instructions. For instance, here they're talking about part 89, which is the top of the radiator, which is great, and 62 is the battery, and 53 is the blower motor for the heater. They're not really telling you to put the stuff in. And here's 37. I don't even know what that is yet. I haven't. Oh, those are the horns. That's where the horns go. I've been wondering when they get installed, but there they are right there. Okay, so they kind of tell you what parts go there. And these hood clips, I've never used those. I don't like them. I like my hoods to come off. But yep, that's where we're at right now. I've got everything clamped up. I did the attachment in that last night, so I'm just coming down this morning and I'm going to pull all the clamps off and continue the build. I wanted to point out that the main issue was the tie rod. It should, in my opinion, these pegs, instead of pointing up, should be pointing down, which would make it, one, a lot easier to attach, and it wouldn't interfere with the frame. So alrighty guys, be right back. Alright, so the saga continues. Here I'm looking at the parking lights and the grille. If you notice very carefully, the tops of the parking lights right here have a little bump on the top, okay? And they go up, and hence the top. If you look at the vehicle, there's that bump right there, and then over here the same bump on the top. Now comes the fun part. Let me move this out of the way. They want you to attach it to the grill right there, okay? So the grill has on the back there, the left, there's a hole, and on the right is a slot. The same with this side. There's a slot in the center, or the inside, and then the outside has a hole. Okay? So you put that in. So this would be the passenger side with the bump on the top, right? So now if we slide over, remember the slot is the inner side and the hole is the outer side. So on this piece, the hole goes like this. All right, the hole is over here, the slot is here. So all I'd have to do is flip it over and put it in, right? So if I did that, look at where the bump is. It's on the bottom. It's on the top over here, on the bottom over here. Well, once again, they're not paying attention to what they're doing. And now each of these pieces were identical. So this one, if I put it over here, it would be upside down and become the passenger side again. And then this one would be wrong. So now I'm going to have to drill out these little holes to accommodate the bigger slot on the slot side, the hole on the slot side, and then the actual hole on the outer side will fit the little tab. But it's just some kind of details that gets pretty frustrating with these reissues that nobody bothers to study them and see how things are going, or even ask another modeler. Okay, get round 2 to actually interview some modelers that have actually built these kits and listen and take some suggestions on how to improve them. Okay, this is very frustrating. Okay, this is a pleasant build. I'm having a great time reminiscing about old times and this and that, and just enjoying putting my parts together, and then suddenly you run into this and it's like, well, come on, you know, this should be something simple. This shouldn't even be a thing. Alright guys, off my soapbox, be right back. So problem solved. I drilled out both the holes to make them accommodate the pegs on the back of the little bezel, and when I went to push it in, it snapped the little peg off, and now it fits in there fine. So, whatever. Alright. Well, there you have it, guys. 1958 Chevy Impala Coupe. Originally I said I was going to paint it just like the box because my parents had one identical to that box back in early 60s, I guess it was. They bought it a couple years old, and I originally planned on building it that way, but then I finally found a color that was close to the lavender color that I'd been talking about on a previous build, on the Catalina, the Pontiac Catalina that I had just built recently. And that one came out more of a pink, but this is basically the color I was looking for. So the kit gave me a few headaches. I ripped a few more hairs out of my head. The instructions are horrible. Okay, not horrible, but very, very poor. Okay, I still have a little bit of water dripping off of here. I literally just put the decals on. So I'm letting that dry up a little bit. But it has the opening doors, opening hood. Here's the engine compartment. You know, done a few wires, heater hoses. This kit didn't come with a radiator hose, which really bummed me out. So I had to make one out of a little thicker piece of wire there. Generator, battery, radiator, all that good stuff. But I also noticed that it didn't come with a master cylinder either. Nothing. So it's a very, very weird kind of kit. You know, it has the option to you know, you have opening doors, which is cool, but they leave off, you know, brake parts and other things. It's like, well, let me try and open this one here. That one's a little stiff right now. I just put the decal on that side. I'm scared I won't pull it off. Here, I can't do it one-handed. I'll put you down here real quick so you can see the action. It's a tight opening. I mean, the doors definitely stay closed. And I haven't opened them since I put them on. Wow. Alright, let's try this side again. There we go. There they are, guys. I just realized this is the first time I'm opening them since I put the hinges on. Oh. There they are. There we go. Wasn't too much trouble. It's just a tight fit. I'm sure the paint is still curing. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys the interior before. The camera makes the car look blue, kind of a blue tint to it, but it's actually more of a purple. Okay, the actual color was gloss purple, which surprised me. But that's that. You know, like I said, this kit definitely needs to be gone over again and thought out. The instructions are horrible. The parts, there was a ton of flashing. Some parts weren't even included with the kit, right? Now, they did give you a few extra parts to build it a drag or a custom. That was fantastic. But some major parts weren't even included, so it is what it is. A couple of details I missed. I didn't chrome out the emblem on the trunk. And I don't know what to do up here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Obviously, it's not a third brake light. Maybe a roof vent of some sort. I don't know. I'll have to do some more investigating and then, act accordingly when I figure out what it's supposed to be. But there it is. It's completed. Another one in the books. I'll put it up on the shelf somewhere. I'm very happy with the color of the paint because that's one thing I was really looking forward to. And that's it. So there we go. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. I appreciate your patience. Sorry this was a kind of a goofy one. And you guys have a great day. And I will see you on the next one. This is Model Car Guy Rich out. Keep on modeling.